So I'm going to show you a really nice, easy dish that's delicious. It's a tray-baked chicken dish. It's a family favorite dish, which all happens
family? Your family?
In one tray.
It's just nothing Tex-Mex about this. You know, what are the distinctive characteristics of Tex-Mex? I would say lots of cheese. That's definitely one of the big distinguishing factors. I know he's doing the healthy thing. Come on, man.
And just that kind of nice refreshment of a little bit of yogurt.
I can't f***ing believe he's putting Greek yogurt on Tex-Mex. Chef Briantsao here, not your typical chef, owner of Mission Sandwich Social, located right here in Williamsburg, Brooklyn, winner of Beat Bobby Flay Season 1, and today I'm going to be reacting to Jamie Oliver Makes Tex-Mex Chicken Tray Bake. Before I go on with today's episode, I do want to give a special shout out to my amazing patron, John Maznari. Thank you so much for your support, and with that out of the way, on to the episode.
So I'm going to show you a really nice, easy dish that's delicious. It's a tray-baked chicken dish that we're going to have with tortillas.
Okay, so got the ingredients listed out, and I'm not seeing much Tex-Mex here. Let me first start by saying that Tex-Mex is not Mexican food, okay? I would kind of equate it to Chinese food and then Americanized Chinese food. Things like chop suey, egg foo young, General Tso's chicken, stuff like that. You don't really find that in regular everyday Chinese cuisine. In fact, Chinese cuisine varies greatly from region to region. Well, same thing for Mexican cuisine. Depends which part of Mexico you come from. You know, the cuisine can vary greatly. With Tex-Mex, I'm not really seeing much other than the tortillas, and the red onion maybe. That's pretty common, but he's got Greek yogurt, Greek style yogurt. There's nothing Greek in Mexico. That should be sour cream or crema, right? More so sour cream for Tex-Mex. I would say authentic Mexican cuisine, you see more crema. You know, the difference being sour cream is typically much thicker, crema is much thinner, it's pretty much pourable. And I know Jamie's shtick is this healthier thing, but, you know, if I'm not mistaken, you know, calorie-wise, yes, sour cream and crema is definitely more than Greek yogurt, but, you know, Greek yogurt's got a lot of calories as well. He's also got smoked paprika, which, you know, he's in the UK. Maybe chipotle powder is not very common, but really one of the most distinctive flavors of Tex-Mex is cumin. That's actually one of the more popular ones. And then usually there's some, you know, in like those Tex-Mex spices or those taco seasonings that you mix into ground beef, that usually contains some paprika for color, you know, and there's a bunch of ways you can make Mexican spice, but really to me, a lot of it is cumin and, you know, chipotle, you know, that smoky chili powder. If you have nothing better, if you can't get chipotle powder, smoked paprika works. Red wine vinegar. Don't know what that's doing there. I should be seeing a bunch of limes. I see red onion, but cherry tomatoes, like just standard tomatoes are fine. Where's the fresh cilantro? Corn, yes. You know, the chicken thighs, sure. I think Tex-Mex, you know, incorporating more beef is more in line with Tex-Mex, but not to say you don't find chicken in Tex-Mex. Of course you find chicken in Tex-Mex.
It's going to be delicious. It's a family favorite dish, which all happens in one tray. So what we're going to do is have a welcoming party of flavor. How are we going to do it?
That's so welcoming party of flavor. So this is one reason why, like, I stopped trying to get onto Food Network or doing any of those shows. Is just, if you notice, there's just a lot of verbal diarrhea. You know, they're like saying something without really saying something. It's just to fill the airtime. I do want to mention, as far as like my top 5 foods of all time, Mexican is like in my top 3. I love Mexican food. I love Tex-Mex food. You know, I've been working in as a professional chef for nearly two decades now, and nearly that entire time has been with Mexican people. So I just have a serious love and appreciation for Mexican cuisine, and in turn Tex-Mex as well. They have their similarities, but pretty sure Jamie Oliver is gonna f this one up pretty bad. Let's keep watching.
A little bit of olive oil in there, and then about the same.
It wouldn't be Jamie Oliver without the olive oil.
Red wine vinegar.
Red wine vinegar.
Kiss it
no.
with a little bit of salt and pepper, and then we've got the flavor.
Thank God for salt and pepper.
I love. About a teaspoon of smoked paprika goes in. That is what's going to flavor this dish. Put the tray forward. We're going to go in with 2 peeled onions that I'm just going to quarter. and see these little petals like that? Just pull them off and they'll just be beautiful by the time the chicken's cooked. And then we've got the chicken. Now, chicken thighs are just a brilliant cut of meat. They're so juicy and tender. So I'm gonna put the chicken in here like that. And then I'm gonna use my hands, just give it a nice little massage up, place the chicken on top of the onions, and when they cook together, it's gonna be the most beautiful harmonies. And then last but not least in this tray, cherry tomatoes, okay? I'm gonna put a pack of these cherry tomatoes in. That's basically 250 grams. And imagine all of this cooking, right? It goes in the oven. I'm just gonna wash my hands.
Thank God.
Okay, I'm gonna put this straight in the oven and we'll cook it for 45 minutes at 200 degrees Celsius.
45 minutes at 200 degrees Celsius. I mean, yeah, sure. It's a relatively small quantity. I think there were only like 4 or 5 chicken thighs in there. It is at 400 degrees. If the oven is preheated, that should pretty much do it, especially considering if you leave it in the oven for 45 minutes and then you pull it out, it's going to carry over cook. But I gotta tell you, man, I mean, let's look at this dish in the oven. There's no doubt that that's gonna be delicious. Fresh, simple, you know, who doesn't like chicken thighs, right? But there's nothing Tex-Mex about this. Nothing. Not to say that if you take this chicken, shred it up and put it into a tortilla shell that it, you know, it won't be delicious. I'm pretty sure it will, but this is not Tex-Mex. What I would do personally, cumin powder, some oregano, maybe some paprika for color, chipotle powder, definitely garlic powder, if not fresh garlic, and then minced up really fine. And he has the red onion in there, so red onion also minced up fine, and you kind of marinate it and you roast it off and you chop up the meat and you put that into tacos or on a rice bowl or on top of nachos. Right there, delicious. Yes, some oil. He decided to use olive oil. It wouldn't be Jamie Oliver without olive oil, so whatever, I'll give him a pass on that. But the red wine vinegar, yes, red wine vinegar is an acid. But I would opt for not putting the acid in that chicken. You very well can, like some fresh squeezed lime juice, and then also serve it with some lime wedges. But yeah, it's just nothing Tex-Mex about this. You know, what are the distinctive characteristics of Tex-Mex? I would say lots of cheese. That's definitely one of the big distinguishing factors between Tex-Mex and traditional Mexican cuisine. Tex-Mex definitely has tons of cheese and, you know, cumin. Like, that's one of the flavors that I think is very prominent in Tex-Mex, and it's got none of that going on here.
Now let's just talk about tortillas.
Whole wheat
really
tortillas.
Good swap that is more delicious and definitely much more nutritious is to go from the white tortilla to the wholemeal tortilla. 2 or 3 times more fiber, but also more flavor.
I definitely agree. It's more nutritious. There's no doubt about that. There's definitely more flavor than a white tortilla. But come on, man. Come on. I know he's doing the healthy thing, but nothing beats a nice, soft, white tortilla. Oh, in Mexican cuisine, that's the way to go. Forget your healthy wraps, man. Get that shit out of here. Hey, before we dive in, did you notice my new glasses? If you didn't already know, GlassesUSA.com is one of the biggest retailers in the US for glasses and sunglasses, featuring brands like Ray-Ban, Gucci, Oakley, and many more. What's awesome about GlassesUSA.com is that glasses start at $39, which is up to 70% off of retail. Shopping online can be fun, but it can also be extremely overwhelming, especially with so many options. That's why I love shopping for my new glasses with GlassesUSA.com, because they offer some amazing tools to help you find your perfect pair. One of these tools is the AR Virtual Try-On. I used it to find all my frames and it was super helpful. Also, shopping online at GlassesUSA.com is a risk-free shopping experience with free shipping and returns and 100% money-back guarantee within 14 days. GlassesUSA.com is offering a crazy exclusive discount on top of any coupon they currently have on the website just for my followers. It's only available for 24 hours. Again, it's only available for 24 hours. Click on the links in the top of my description box to get all the details, and once again, thank you to GlassesUSA.com for sponsoring this video.
First up, what I want to do is show you a technique of cooking the beautiful sweet corn. So you can do these on a barbecue, lovely, and you'll get that smokiness. But another way to kind of get a similar char is to go into a pan, dry, and just char
Okay.
it and turn it around.
Yeah.
So we're gonna cook this for like 10, 12 minutes on a medium-high heat. You can see that charring
Yeah,
that you
okay.
get. Really nice. Just keep rotating that corn, and once it's all charred up like that, it's gonna be amazing. You can just have kind of big chunks if you want, or you can finely slice it, just so it's nice and delicate and really fine. So we've got our salad bit here. We could take this corn on the cob and just have it whole, as we always do, or you can take it whole and just half it. Be careful though.
I don't know why he needs to show you can leave it whole, cut it in half, or I get it, but I don't think it's leaving the corn whole or leaving the gem lettuce cut into quarters like that serves any purpose for the dish he's trying to make, which is Tex-Mex that he's serving with tortillas. Okay, if you're serving the corn on the cob as a side dish, that's one thing. But I'm not sure what he's trying to accomplish here, right? To me, if you're making a chicken taco Tex-Mex dish like with tortillas, you should have everything ready to go into that tortilla. No one's gonna put a quartered piece of gem lettuce into a taco or corn on the cob into the taco. Again, like, one thing with Jamie is he just tends to like put out videos without much research or thought into it. And I have a problem with that. I'm not okay with that. I think that's f***ing lazy. And I think that, you know, he is also giving a bad, he's teaching Tex-Mex wrong, like he does with a lot of his Asian food. And credit where credit is due. The technique of how he cooked the corn, which is not hard, by the way, was correct. Totally fine with that. But other than that, it just serves no purpose. And then he's saying, like, for the crunchy bits, for texture or whatever, he's cooking the chicken with the onion. But to me, with Tex-Mex, you should be making some pico or salsa, fresh cut onions, fresh cut tomatoes with fresh squeezed lime juice and fresh cilantro. Those are the crunchy the crunchy textural bits. And yes, you can absolutely mix corn into it. In fact, like Chipotle serves just corn salad that you can put in there. So that's very common.
And the thing that I love about tray bakes is that everything cooking together. The smokiness, the sweetness, I can smell it all. It's really beautiful. So what we want to do is get 2 forks and then basically just pull apart that chicken. Can you see how tender that is? The sweetness from the tomatoes and the onions with that spice of the smoked paprika, which is such a great seasoning to have in your home. Get all the sticky bits from around the edge of the tray, and you can serve this in the middle of the table.
Let's look at this dish. And I said when it went into the oven raw that it's going to be delicious. I would eat the shit out of that. I am 99.9, in fact, I'm 110% sure that that is going to be delicious. But again, if you're going to call this Tex-Mex, there isn't anything Tex-Mex going on with this chicken. There just isn't. Plain and simple. And he still could have accomplished the Tex-Mex elements and kept it healthy and simple, 100%. He only has smoked paprika in there. And, I'm assuming he's not, this video is almost over. He doesn't have any pico. He doesn't have any, crema or sour cream or cheeses. And again, his shtick is the healthy thing, but I think he's missing the mark. Not to say I don't think that this would not be delicious, because I will tell you this, I have made dinners for myself with a tortilla wrap, and I just grilled some chicken or cooked some chicken on a pan, and instead of sour cream, I used yogurt and put some fresh greens. Absolutely delicious dish. But I didn't put in a video on the internet calling it Tex-Mex either.
So it's like beautiful, organized chaos. Now,
more of that verbal diarrhea. Beautiful, organized chaos. That doesn't make any f***ing sense.
you just have a little bit of yogurt, a nice little pinch maybe of the smoked paprika, just to kind of give it a little bit of a vibe. An optional extra as well, lemon or lime.
Okay, thank God, some limes.
Easy to put together, easy to cook, and then easy to serve, and it's a real crowd pleaser. For kids or adults, it's happy days. I love just to kind of line up those sweet onions first. The gorgeous crushed tomato and chicken, look at that. A sprinkle of the beautiful sweet corn and a little bit of that crunchy lettuce, and just that kind of nice refreshment of a little bit of yogurt.
I can't f***ing believe he's putting Greek yogurt on Tex-Mex. Holy shit. Holy, wow. You know, his chicken dish here, again, I know it will be delicious, but it's not Tex-Mex. Simply put, it is not freaking Tex-Mex. I would actually argue that the beauty of his chicken here is in its simplicity. All the ingredients in there work perfectly together. They are going to be delicious. They are going to work harmoniously, but it works harmoniously because of its simplicity. I feel if he did some real research, rather than pull this out of his ass and give a list to his assistant to grab a few ingredients and he just whipped this video together, I think he could have taken pretty much the same set of ingredients, added a couple things here and there, swapped out that freaking Greek yogurt for actual sour cream, that he could have accomplished a half decent, simple to make at home Tex-Mex dish. But again, this is classic Jamie Oliver. He doesn't do his research, so he just puts out bullshit, and then the UK just continues to eat food and, you know, think that it's authentic. Onions. I'm fine with the onions going into the bake. He should have had some raw onions mixed into the corn and put some lime juice in there, you know, maybe some cotija cheese and fresh cilantro. The tomatoes, I definitely think they should have, you know, he should have used large ones and dice them. If he insists on using cherry tomatoes or grape tomatoes, that's fine too. Chop it up. You know, there's definitely a lot of protein preparations that, you know, you bake off and that can absolutely work in Tex-Mex, but this just misses the mark. And also the lettuce, I would have preferred he use something crispier, like, not to say gem lettuce isn't crispy, but something like an iceberg lettuce would have worked a lot better. And white tortillas. Oh, we're basically switching out this whole dish. I always try to find something redeeming, but there really isn't much here. It is just a bastardized version of Tex-Mex, and Jamie Oliver completely missed the mark. If you serve that to me, I will eat it. I'm sure it'll be tasty, but that ain't no Tex-Mex. Before we close out this episode, I do want to say thank you to all of my amazing patrons. Guys, thank you so much for your support. And remember, for the rest of you, by becoming a patron, you get to take advantage of some awesome perks like early access to new episodes, uncensored extended versions of certain episodes, and most importantly, patron exclusive content. Once again, thank you to GlassesUSA.com for sponsoring today's video. And remember, GlassesUSA.com is offering a crazy exclusive discount on top of any coupon code they currently have on the website just for my followers. It's available for only 24 hours, so make sure you click on the links in the description box below. All right, guys, hope you enjoyed this video as much as I did making it. And remember, don't be afraid to fail, because it can only make you stronger. And with that said, I'm Chef Brian Tsao, not your typical chef, and I'll see you really soon.